Terry Pegula putting up 25% of the Buffalo Bills up for sale here. I want to discuss it. How serious is this? You know, obviously he's still going to have all the voting and all the decision making here, but to bring in another owner that we don't know what is going to happen or who this owner is ultimately going to be. Now, personally, I'd love to start a GoFundMe and have Buffalo own about 25% of this thing. But really, we have to understand what is ultimately unfolding here with the Buffalo Bills and the new stadium. You know, the Bills really are in a transition year right now, getting rid of a lot of players. I mean, you look at it, right? Mitch Morris, Stephon Diggs. I mean, so many guys have left and transitioning away from Jordan Poyer, Trey White. I mean, I really think we're trying to set ourselves up to be successful in this new stadium, considering how much it's costing Terry Pegula and also the city of Buffalo and New York. And I think Terry Pegula might be a little bit shocked here and understands, hey, look, like if the Bills don't have continued success here moving forward, and if the Bills don't sell out this brand new stadium that's being built in Buffalo, man, and we all know it's strictly a NFL stadium, not having a dome, not having concerts, not really being able to use it all year round. You know, Terry Pegula, I think, is just maybe getting a little bit nervous here. And I think that could very well be the #1 reason why he wants to sell 25% stake into the Buffalo Bills. Now, I know, yes, it's like 3-to-1 voting rights that he's going to have with this new owner. But what owner is going to want to pay 25% and really have no say whatsoever in like what ultimately goes on? I mean, 25% is still a decent chunk. And I'm sure this new owner that comes in, we're going to have to find either an owner that just wants to kind of be hands off and pay 25% and just recoup a lot of the money. But that's what this always boils down to. It's about making money. You know, they're not just investing in a team just to say that they're an owner of an NFL franchise. At the end of the day, they ultimately want to make money. And I think Terry Pegula sees the writing on the wall here. We've seen the ticket prices go way up, especially for the box seats. I mean, what was $50,000 for box seats? I mean, it's just insane. It's absolutely insane what's happening here. And I think the Pegulas, understanding even what happened with Kim Pegula, I mean, she was really hands-on on this new stadium, being so instrumental for this new stadium and really helping out with the Buffalo Bills organization and dealing with her medical issues. Like, how involved is she right now? I don't think she's as involved as what was anticipated going forward here. And then you really look at the future of this Buffalo Bills team and also the kids. Yes, I think some of the kids are involved. Obviously, his one daughter is a tennis star, making decent money herself. But how involved are they with the Buffalo Bills organization? You know, how involved will they be long-term with this team? Like, is it something that they want to hold on to? Is it something that they would maybe just sell their stake in the Buffalo Bills and the Bills ultimately have a brand new owner altogether? And, you know, when you have multiple owners on a stadium, I think it does make the team a little bit harder to ultimately sell. So, I mean, I'm not saying that the Pegulas are going to get rid of their stake, but, you know, it's just a very, very tricky situation here for Terry Pegula, understanding the cost of this new stadium, understanding and assuming a lot of a risk with this new stadium, understanding that the Bills are definitely in a transitional year when it comes down to talent. But I trust Brandon Beane. I trust Sean McDermott. I trust Josh Allen. I trust that the Buffalo Bills could ultimately have a better season in 2024 than last year, even without all of the talent, right? It's about progressing the talent on this team, progressing the foundational pieces on this team. Like, Josh Allen is going to be the best version of himself in 2024 and ultimately make the players around them better, right? Deion Dawkins is going to be the best version of himself in 2024. Spencer Brown, right? Osiris Torrance. Like, you consider all the players on this team that are ultimately progressing and getting better. We hope to see that with AJ Epinesa, who signed a long-term deal with the Bills. We hope that he's a lot better. Von Miller's going to be better this upcoming season. You know, Terrell Bernard, after being just 1 year deep in his career last year, pretty much, of experience, and now he's going to be a lot better going forward here. Matt Milano is going to be back for the Bills. You know, Kyer Elam can definitely rise to the occasion here. Christian Benford, Rasul Douglas actually starting the season with Bills Mafia, not being traded for. So there's a lot of areas and things that are definitely trending up for Bills Mafia. And I think going to make this transitional period here for the Bills a lot more smooth. Brandon Beane has definitely did it. But just getting back to selling 25% stake of the Buffalo Bills. Terry Pegula, I mean, why else would you sell 25% in a team if you were going to be making a lot of money? Like, why would you bring in an additional owner in the Buffalo Bills, a 25% owner, if you weren't nervous about something? Like, if you didn't see or didn't want to assume all this risk. And in my mind, as a businessman, I think you sell 25% stake in it now, you get some of that money back in return. So you mitigate the risk of the Bills potentially, you know, maybe taking a step back and just in this time of a new stadium. Like, I know we have until like 2025, 2026, you know, to really get things up and running for this new stadium. But man, if the Bills move into this new stadium and we're not winning and we are struggling to win, you know, which I doubt is going to happen, especially with Josh Allen as our quarterback, you know, I think Terry Pegula, I don't know. I feel like he's just jumping the gun a little bit. And I think he's just nervous potentially about the cost of the new stadium and ultimately where the Bills are going to be at. But I want to hear from you. Like, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like, why do you think Terry Pegula is selling 25% stake? Do you think it is because of this risk of the Bills potentially not being as good as they have been the past several seasons here with Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane and moving into this new stadium? Do you think it's because, like, he didn't anticipate Kim having this medical issue and he thought Kim was going to be a lot more instrumental and more impactful for this Buffalo Bills organization? And now that we know that she's not, maybe Terry Pegula wants to bring someone else in. But I think Terry Pegula is definitely still involved with this Buffalo Bills team and this franchise. It just really is a big-time question mark. Like, why are you selling 25%? What is this new owner going to do to the Buffalo Bills? What ultimate say is he going to have? You know, I mean, yes, it's 25% in the stadium. And yes, he's not going to have as much ownership as 75%. So, like, how much of the decisions is he going to be able to make? But those are going to be conversations that are going to have to happen with this new owner. Like, who's ultimately going to pay for a 25% stake in the Bills at like a fair market value, especially if they're not going to have say? So just very interesting, very odd timing here for the Bills to sell 25% of the team. Maybe someone started GoFundMe. Maybe the Bills and Buffalo could buy it up, baby. I'd donate some money to be a partial owner. But let me know your comments down below. Make sure you hit like and subscribe for future content. That's how you're going to support me for making videos just like this. Also, check the link in the description for the Buffalo Bills chicken wing merch. Also, more importantly, if you guys are looking to transition into a new career, a remote high-paying tech job, you guys could start off with free introduction courses to Course Careers and then finally receive $50 off the full paid course, Tech Sales. I mean, they just had a carpenter transition into a software developer in 4 months. So check out that link in the description. Appreciate you guys. Hit like, subscribe, and go Bills.